either the kind of person who likes a game where you get to shoot aliens as the very violent, very naked president of the United States, or you're just a big... Look, I'm gonna say something very mean there, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to get combative here. Having too much fun with President Barack. No, literally, we had too much fun. We blew up everything there was to blow in Saints Row 4. Phrasing. Leaves us with a bit of a dilemma, though, doesn't it? I wonder where a guy, an everyday Joe like myself, and a very naked president, can find a little action.
Welcome to hell.
Well, that's an idea. It's Saints Row 4! Gat Out of Hell! So I'm probably showing my age bit here. Either that or my general attitude toward what the gaming industry is in 2015. But I don't even fully understand what this thing is. I mean, it's not a sequel. It's not Saints Row 5. But it's not add-on content either exactly, because you can also get this on its own. So I guess it's like it's called a standalone expansion or something. I don't know. It's like Saints Row 4.5, I guess. Actually, no, that's not right either. It's Saints Row 4 point whatever. I don't know what to call this. And to be honest, I don't care because it's awesome. That's what I call it. Awesome. It's not as awesome as the original or as the full Look, it's not as good as the bigger one I played before, but it's still... God damn it, modern video games, I don't even know what to call you. Why do you have to be like that? Ugh, that's it. Look, if I ever meet you, modern video games, better watch it. I'll punch you in the leg and kick you in the balls, and then...
And then you'll shoot him in the face. Sorry, but it's a little more complicated than that. These things are tied to the soul.
I don't think we're yelling about the same thing anymore. So, in short, well, this is basically Saints Row, but a bite-sized portion, but in hell. The Saints are hanging out, they're playing with a Ouija board, like friends do, and then all of a sudden the president, your president that you created in Saints Row 4, gets sucked into a hell vortex, which obviously takes her to hell. It's a hell vortex. See, it turns out Satan noticed how much carnage he caused in Saints Row 4, and he thinks she'd be perfect to marry his daughter. I'm not even kidding. My naked president and the spawn of Satan in a lesbian wedding. There's even a musical number about it. This game's f***ing incredible. Now, unfortunately, as cool as it is, the story's actually pretty minimal, which is a bit of a bummer. In fact, to be honest, the entire game's pretty minimal. You play as Gat and Kinzie, and you have to save the president, and you do that by killing as many things as possible, causing a ruckus, drawing the devil's ire in general. This is very much a game of good ideas, obviously. But yeah, that simple premise sets you free to just, you know, you run around in hell. You kill stuff, you crash stuff, you explode stuff. The underworld is your personal playground in this whatever it is. As much as I loved Saints Row 4, though, I didn't love this as much. It doesn't have quite the same entertainment value somehow, which actually says a lot more about how awesome the main game is than how disappointing this one is. But what is kind of disappointing is that the game does feel a bit cheap. Like, it's a bit budgety, if you get what I'm saying. And sure, it's things like a lack of polish and the environments that they all kind of look the same. But it's the gameplay, too. Like, a lot of the missions are also repetitive. And since there's way less of that hilarious story to drive your progress, I don't know, it gets kind of boring. Which is crazy, because, like, Saints Row 4 was a lot of things. It was never boring. I doubt Hell's boring, either.
Rises.
Oh, look, if you have Saints Row 4 and you like it, congratulations, because it's impossible not to like, so you're a normal person. And that means you'll like this, too, because this is just more of it, but this time in hell. Plus, there are some awesome new additions. You can fly, which is cool, and Shakespeare is a demon MC, which is just, that's so awesome. Can't even say anything about it. But if you look at it as a standalone game thing, well, that's when it's like, meh. Like I would never recommend getting this by itself. Get Saints Row 4, play the crap out of that, come back and thank me because it's awesome, and then you'll play the crap out of it some more, and then you'll get some joy out of this. This whatever it is. Saints Row 4, Gat Out of Hell for the PlayStation 3.